Hey guys, welcome back to the WYK channel. This is episode 5. Now, I would have had a video out a few days ago, but my fiance and I, we just got back from a nice mini cruise that we took. I'm recharged and I'm ready to go. Now, there's a lot of news to get into, a lot of sneaker news to get into. But first, I want to give a shout out to LeBron James. Congratulations on becoming the NBA's newest all-time scoring leader. That's a record a lot of people didn't think could be broken. Held by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for over 40 years. And it's great that he was actually still around to see, someone break that record. So shout out to him. Congratulations to him. He is a GOAT, but don't consider him the GOAT. But that's just my opinion, guys. Listen, he's one of the greatest of all time. He really is. Moving on from that, a lot of sneaker news. Those big red boots you've been seeing everywhere. We're going to get into that a little bit. Also, Nike is dropping yet some more holiday sneakers. Now, there are 5 in particular I'm talking about that are retailing over $1,000 plus. I don't know about that. Also, we're going to get into my newest pickup. I got a pair of the Jordan 2 Lucky Green 2s. That was definitely a sneaker that was on my radar. In an upcoming video, I'm also going to be going over the men's Valentine's Day dunks that I was able to get a dub on as well. All right, guys. Now, coming up, I have a brand new intro, and I want you to give me your opinion on it. Tell me what you think. It's one of, I believe, 4 actually that I'm going to be using periodically throughout my videos. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so this wouldn't be the Wear Your Kicks channel unless I'm featuring a pair of kicks that I'm wearing. So today I decided to throw on my Ama Manier 4s. Now I hit these on the Ama Manier site. They retail at $225. They are unfortunately not at that price anymore, but this is definitely one of my favorite cops of 2002, and that's just what's on feet for today. All right, so we're going to get into some sneaker news. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about those big red boots from MSCHF. Now, you know anything about MSCHF, they had a controversial, actually they had a couple controversial sneakers. They had the Jesus Air Max 97s. They also had the Satan Air Maxes. And they also, I believe, had the MSCHF Aircast boots. I'm going to double check my sources on that and put it here if that was correct. But, these big red boots now, they're inspired by a manga called Astro Boy. And I'm not sure what that manga is about, but he does wear the same kind of boots. Now, these things are releasing on February 16th. They are retailing, I believe, at $350. You can find them right now on StockX, but let me tell you, I can't even believe the hype that is surrounding these right now and the prices they're going for. Now, if this is something you want to get, more power to you. There's all types of videos out there on people walking around and wearing these, getting their feet stuck in the shoes and can't even get them off. Listen, I'm all for good fun, but I cannot. I personally, this is not for me. If this for you, and look, it'd be a great thing. I say, come Halloween or something like that. A lot of people, they put a lot of money into cosplay and things like that. And this would be a great piece for cosplay. But just to walk around as an everyday sneaker, I believe even a NBA player walked in with a pair before game day. Hey, whatever. But like I said, these are dropping on the MSCHF app, 11 a.m., February 16th. They're retailing for $350. You're going to try your luck. Go ahead. Try your luck on them. It could be a nice little come up if you're deciding to get them. to go ahead and resell them, because I'm sure there's some people out there who really are into this shoe, but definitely a pass for me. Also, continuing on with high price shoes and stuff, did you see Nike now is coming out with more to their Wings logo line? There's going to be 5 sneakers total dropping. I believe there's 3 OG lows and 2 OG highs. Each shoe retailing at over $1,000. And yes, you heard me correctly, over $1,000. Now, listen, most of the kicks out here, from like your high-end guys, maybe like a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci or something, I can somewhat understand them coming with those kind of prices. But Nike, really? Now, from my understanding, these shoes are supposed to be somewhat special with having like actual gold on them. I believe one of the sneakers has, but listen, to me, it's not worth all that. I'm sure there's going to be people out there who buy it. I'm sure on sneaker YouTube, you're going to see some reviews of people who actually went and copped them. But, the masses, from what I can see, aren't really in favor of those kicks, just because they're not really, there's nothing special to them except their price. So, hey, if you want them, good luck, as I always say. Moving on from that, we're also going to talk about some of the upcoming releases for this week. Now, I did a review on the Jordan 1 Concord lows. Those are releasing. Also, the Space Jam lows, they're releasing as well this week. The Jordan 4 Oil Green, the women's exclusive Jordan 4s, they had dropped today. Did you get a pair? I didn't go after them, especially since they didn't have any extended sizing. And guys, I'm a size 12, 11 and a half, 12. And, for a women's shoe, I need a 13 and a half. And I believe they stopped at size 12. So that was a no can do for your boy. Other than that, Nike, well, not even Nike actually, but I'm sure that they have something to do with this movie coming out. And I'm sure you've heard of the Jordan movie called Air. Now, I call it the Jordan movie, but really it's more so about Nike and how they ended up acquiring Michael Jordan to their sneaker line. Now, just a little bit of backstory. Michael Jordan never actually wanted to even sign up with Nike. They were more so of a smaller company. They weren't really well known. He actually wanted to go and sign with Adidas. But, with what Adidas was offering, or not really offering per se, he kind of felt slighted by them. And ultimately, the pitch from Nike was so good that he decided to sign on, and that's how we ended up with the Jordan 1. But also Jordan wore what was called the Nike Airships. Now, I'll put a picture here for that, but that's part of the history. And I hope this movie really dives into some of the real details of the shoes themselves, while being able to tell the story of how they went and were able to acquire Michael Jordan for the sneaker line. Now, while we're on the subject of the Nike movie, the Jordan movie, right, called Air, what do you think is going to happen to the Jordan 1 itself? Do you think it's going to revive the love of the Jordan 1 back within the sneaker community? Outside the sneaker community, the Jordan 1 is probably one of the most recognizable basketball sneakers out there. You may not really been in the basketball like that, but you definitely have heard of Michael Jordan. And I believe those Jordan 1s are probably one of the most recognized sneakers out there from any one player. They're iconic. They're an iconic shoe. You've seen them worn by a ton of people, a ton of celebrities. It's very easy to spot a Jordan 1. But, of late, Jordan 1s, besides the Lost and Founds that came out last year in 2022 around holiday season, for the most part, the hype around Jordan 1s has been kind of low. And so now with this movie coming out, do you think it's going to revive the hype of the Jordan 1? And a lot of people who know the sneaker are going to be like, oh, you know what? I want to try getting me a pair, and I'm talking about it because during the pandemic, you remember that documentary that Netflix put out, right? Called The Last Dance. What happened after that aired? Basically, the price of almost every Jordan sneaker went up. And that was kind of the catalyst to where we are today with so many people now wanting to be involved in reselling of sneakers, amongst other things. So, in my opinion, I feel as though the love of the Jordan 1 and the appeal of it is going to come back because of the movie, just because of, what happened in the past, like I said, with The Last Dance. But as someone who has always loved the Jordan 1, like, to me, the Jordan 1's never going to die in my eyes. There's a lot of people out there that feel the same way, but I think this movie is definitely going to cause the Jordan 1 silhouette to have an uptick in popularity, especially amongst the masses. I mean, if you're within the sneaker community and, you're someone who's into collecting kicks and, you kind of keep your ear to the ground with what's going on out here in sneaker culture, I mean, you kind of understand that Nike has really put out a lot of different colorways when it comes to the Jordan 1, whether it be highs, mids, or lows. And, for a lot of people, they're very choosy as to what it is they're going to try to get when it comes to these Jordan 1s. Like, for example, this coming holiday season, they're doing the Royal Reimagine. Now, some people are happy about those and others are not, just because instead of it being leather, they're actually supposed to be now a suede, an all suede shoe. So if you were expecting the original, kind of like they did with the Lost and Found, the Chicago reimagines, you kind of expected Nike to go the same way, especially with the success of the Lost and Founds. But the fact that they're going to come out with a suede version, as of right now, some people are upset. Others are like, oh, yeah, this is a must cop. Where do I sit on things? I feel like this is going to be a must cop for me, regardless. I don't run with the masses. I kind of have my own likes and dislikes of what it is I'm going to get. But, there's going to be a bunch of other Jordan 1s dropping this year, too. There's another Spider-Man Jordan 1 that's going to be dropping. We actually have the Jordan 1 OG 85 highs. They're coming out next week, and the premiere of the movie trailer is going to be actually shown during the Super Bowl commercials. From my understanding, they spent $7 million on this commercial spot, and it's really going to, with the so many people are going to be watching the Super Bowl, and a lot of people, they don't always watch for the game. They're mainly there for the commercials. And with the amount of money it costs to even be able to air a commercial during the Super Bowl, they got to be good. So I feel like this is definitely going to, bring back some of that luster, bring back some of that craze for the Jordan 1. But, that's just my opinion. I'm sure you might have a different opinion on it, but hey, we'll see what happens. Other than that, we're going to get into now my review of the Jordan 2 Lucky Greens that I picked up. Let's get it. All right, so now we're going to get into the Air Jordan 2 Lucky Green. So I know you guys have seen the box. I don't really need to get into too much detail about that, but this reads the Air Jordan 2 Retro White Lucky Green Sale. This is a size 12, retail for $175. And guys, look, I know that there wasn't a lot of hype around these shoes. This is a sneaker that if you wanted it, it was very easy to cop. I believe they're sitting on Nike's website right now. And listen, in my opinion, I think some of the sale would have looked great on the Jordan 2 Chicago's. I think that, from what I understand, they're supposed to be a little bit of a lost and found type vibe that came with the OG Chicago's, but they wanted to make it more true to the original and not do the sale and the aging and all that, which is cool. I copped a pair of those too, but I gotta say, with these Lucky Greens, this definitely isn't a shoe for everybody. Now, me being an Eagles fan, this green and white really resonates with me, and I believe I'm gonna be rocking these on Super Bowl Sunday. As I said, go Eagles. I really think we're gonna take this. But back to the sneaker itself. I mean, listen, most of the paneling you see is all white. We have green trim on the wings logo, green on the inside. You see the outsole, sail on the midsole. There's even some sail coloring here on the eyelets. Now, these did not come with a lace swap, but I really feel as though some green laces would definitely give this some pop and be able to break up the white a lot better. But overall, listen, like I said, this is a shoe. If you wanted it, you can go ahead and get it. Now, if you wait long enough, this will probably hit your local Nike outlet and you'll be able to even get them discounted. As I said before, these retail at $175. They're sitting on the Nike app now, as well as various other websites, and yeah, they're relatively easy to get. Now, the significance of the green is really to commemorate Michael Jordan's game he had, well, the series he actually had against the Boston Celtics. While he ended up losing that series, Michael Jordan had one of his more iconic games to where he dropped 63 points in the Boston Garden against guys like Robert Parrish, Larry Bird, Robert McHale. And, at the end of that game, Larry Bird was quoted as saying that, that was Jesus out there playing. And that's what the whole Green series is going on about is, Michael Jordan had one of his greatest games of all time, one of the greatest games in NBA history against the Boston Celtics. And that's what a lot of these, Celtics green colorways are coming out for on the Jordan sneakers. There's also going to be the Jordan 3 Lucky Greens and the Jordan 1 High Lucky Greens coming out later this year. So guys, I have to say, I mean, for me, this was a must cop. It may not have been for you, but I'm really happy with my purchase. And as I always say, this is about wearing your kicks, copping the kicks that you really want. And hey, you know what? You've seen this shoe enough. You may end up changing your mind and going out and copping a pair yourself. But hey, if not, no shade on you because we buy what we like around here. Now, also coming up, I'm going to be featuring the Valentine's Day dunks. I was fortunate enough to hit on those on the Sneakers app for my second W of the year on sneakers. And hey, it's a good way to start the year, right? 2 dubs in a row. So another thing we're going to get into is some sneaker art. I was out walking the other day in my neighborhood. This was before my trip, and I happened to come across the sole of what appears to be a Jordan 7 Bordeaux. And I'll place the picture of the sole right here. Happened to, like I said, randomly find it. And, I posted it on Twitter. And someone gave me a pretty decent idea on how to use it to make some sneaker art. So I'm going to have a video coming up about it. Also, guys, don't forget to make sure you get in your raffles. The Jordan 4 crafts are dropping this weekend on February 11th, which is a Saturday. Retail price on those, I believe, is $210. I put in my raffles. I think I'm going to go 3 for 3 on the sneakers app. Hopefully I get lucky on that. I'm excited to cop those shoes as well. Other than that, it's a little shorter video this time. I appreciate you sticking with me. I appreciate you tuning into the channel. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It would really help me out, and I would appreciate it and help this channel grow. As always, stay true, stay in the moment, and don't forget to wear your kicks.